I'm at the Studebaker National Museum in South Bend, Indiana, paying a visit with the Avanti, a car that's become an automotive design icon. It wasn't enough to save Studebaker, but it did live on by itself for decades after. Now, when this car came out, what is unique and different about it, and what was so striking about it at that time?
Well, with the Avanti, Studebaker really went back to the playbook that had served them so well in earlier years. It's been said the Avanti's design is timeless, and if you look at it compared to its contemporaries of the day, and even up into the 70s and 80s, it doesn't look from any one time. It just has such a unique quality, and elicits a very strong response from people, either positive or negative, but it was no denying that it was very innovative for its time.
What were some of the things about the Avanti that got picked up that we've seen in cars later on?
Well, the Avanti was billed as America's most advanced automobile, and it was the first American car that had modern-style disc brakes like every new car has today. It took the Corvette another year and a half before it got disc brakes up front like the Avanti did. Seat belts were standard equipment on the Avanti, another real first for the American industry. It featured a built-in roll bar for crash safety, and just its design, its proportions really echoed much more the pony cars like the Pontiac Firebird. Another British company, Jensen, with their Interceptor model, you can tell they must have had pictures of the Avanti lying around their styling studio when they came up with that model.
And this car surprisingly continued in production for years and years beyond Studebaker.
Yeah, and the Avanti was such an improbable story that it was able to get from drawing board to production in just over 16 months. But after Studebaker closed, the Avanti lived on. Two South Bend area businessmen thought the Avanti was too good to die, and they borrowed money from the local bank in town to buy the production equipment, the factory buildings, and the parts stock, and they began producing Avantis on a cottage industry basis from 1965 till the late 1980s. And then a new updated version of the Avanti, actually performed by one of Loewy's original designers, came about in 1999 and is built on a Pontiac Firebird chassis, and that car was built up to 2006. And it's on another hiatus, but there's always talk out there that the Avanti has yet another comeback in it. I've often said that if this were the Beatles, this would be the Abbey Road album. That was the Avanti, and unfortunately it did not save the company, but it has left the automotive industry and the hobby community really richer for it.